Do I just refer to you as Grandma, or can I also use your first name?
You can use my full name. You can use my middle name.
I can say Liam as well.
Yeah.
Grandma, everybody. This is Grandma. Hey,
yeah,
and by the way, too, like know, this is not a rinky-dink podcast, everybody.
Yeah.
Like, listen, this is like
we are professional.
This is a very professional,
high production.
This is a high production podcast.
No, when I was 7 years old, I saw him at Voodoo Fest in New Orleans.
Oh my God! Yeah.
Apparently, that was at a time when you were doing acid every day. Wait,
no, I was doing mushrooms every day.
Doing mushrooms every day.
Yeah.
That's a good impression for a 7-year-old.
We're all standing out in front of the bus, you know, and he just out of the blue says to these customs agents, "I don't have any drugs. They might in the back." You always enjoy the place where they enjoy you.
Yeah, go with where the enthusiasm is.
Yeah.
That's what Peter Gabriel said to me a long time ago, and I always remember that.
That's good advice.
It goes with everything, including like dating.
You're a little intimidating to people who don't know you.
Yeah, you're intimidating to people who do know you. I kind of like almost disengage on some level, like I'm witnessing it and it doesn't really strike me as they're talking to me. Does that happen to you?
That's happening to me right now.
Where do we start?
Well, we started with a tree.
Have you been taping this, or are we off record?
Well, now we're on record.
Okay.
On record as of now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Having been doing this since 1977, it gets kind of tiring. It's like, come on, people. You know, let's get more colorful. And I thought the Velvet Underground was boring.
Really?
Boring, boring, boring. And I think my rap was, what you see is what you get.
Really?
And that was it.
And you just kept doing that over and over again?
What happened was...
what you see is what you get. Right? There's another good song.
Well, here's the thing.
We are with Dave Catching, the mysterious, the famous, the miraculous even.
I don't think I'm famous, but I'm definitely alive.
Yeah, but so you must get like people coming with like pockets full of mushrooms every time they come here.
That or asking if I have any.
Right. Yeah. Is there... I'm not asking, but it's suddenly turning into that. Is there a guy down the street? No.
I thought drugs made your career, not yours in particular, but
yeah. No, they probably helped mine
career.
for a second, and before they like put it into the dirt for more than 5 minutes. Welcome everybody. We got Ben Lee. We're in Ben Lee's home. Studio.
Are we on? Are we doing it? Is this it?
Yeah, I think we've probably been doing it.
All right. I want to make my best stuff when I'm in my 70s.
Yeah.
And I'm still shooting for that.
Yeah.
Whereas as you get older, maybe it's your baggage, maybe it's you lose some of that idealism or romance. The wounds start to suck a little more. You know what I mean? It's a little less romantic. Making it in this industry, it's like chopping through a jungle with a machete, and the path closes behind you once you go through, so no one can follow you.
That's so interesting.
And I think personal growth is a bit like that too.
You don't need anybody to fucking like, oh, I'll hire you to do this. Like, fuck it. Like, you're like...
but you're still doing music.
You're a diamond, of course.
Thank God.
Of course.
Don't you love him too?
I can't give that up. But
when did we meet?
My new album's coming out in October, by the way.
Okay, yay! New record. Well, I probably have every record. Yeah. But how old were you when we met?
We met...
You were 20-something.
25 when Peter Gabriel signed me. Okay. And that's how we... And we were in that movie, Hell's Kitchen.
Well, because I got you there.
Yeah, you... By the way, it's like wheel out Harmar and then give him a day, you know? The whole guy ain't making jams anymore. Like, let's give him a day.
Yeah, they should give
you're
nights.
You're in the fucking prime of your life. You're in the thick of it.
Yeah, they should have given me a night.
But you definitely get skepticism that if you are successful, it is actually just because you have tits. And that if you're not successful, that's well-deserved as well, because, like, what are you doing here? And that was the kind of vibe that I entered in at that time.
Because you embraced it so totally that it didn't come off as parody.
Yeah, it was like tongue-in-cheek.
And it just was like you were rocking it and it worked.
And then there was like one day I was like, this isn't cool anymore.
For me, the practice of faith I think makes me a better person, deeply flawed as I am.
Don't let religion screw up your faith.
Right.
Like, that should be a song.
That should be a bumper sticker.
That should be a
song.
bumper stick. I would disagree with that. Not to be a contrarian.
Yeah, no. I love contrarians.
I love contrarians too.
Ellen found me backstage after we'd kind of been on the air or did our segment, and she came in and sat down and she said, I want to prepare you for a couple of things. You're in a cloud right now and you feel liberated and empowered, and she said, I want to tell you what's about to come. You're going to have an emotional dip. You're going to feel panicked. Yeah, she didn't say regret, but she said there will be fallout, but you will emerge from that and you'll be better than ever and happier than ever. But
when Hal brought Lou to Leonard Street and we walked into a construction site, and Lou just kept wanting me to focus on the stage, make sure the stage is good, and, quality. I don't want a hollow stage, and when he was saying I don't want, and he had never played at the Old Knit, or I was like, so you want to play here? And he's like, I don't know, but he looks good. And
but the weird thing is, you're walking around City Winery and Prince is going off, and it's not even rammed.
Yeah, it was unbelievable.
Well, you have to be an active participant in the systems that you live in, and that they are ever changing, and that the idea that you can stay in a same position and then think something is going to change is bananas. How did Napoleon, there's this great map of Napoleon, it's always in schools and high schools, and it's
when he took over the world,
and it's really long, and then it shows all of just Napoleon, and you're how did they get hundreds and thousands of people to follow him? Their deaths.
Yeah.